Alright, HVAC people, so I diagnosed this control board yesterday. You can see it's burnt out. See, it burnt out pretty bad right there. But I wanted to get a homeowner some relief last night. So as you can see, I jumped it out. I do have the unit turned off up here. I'm gonna double check that. But the fan has jumped out right here. Alright. So normally this black right here goes right here. That's the fan. Alright, but we got the OEM control board right here. So it should just be plug and play. So I'm gonna get it installed and verify that the heating and the cooling works. All right, let's see what we got here. But I don't know what caused that, folks. But the condenser, so the homeowner was adding refrigerant. I think say he got some NU22 or whatever name of that refrigerant. Because the condenser unit would run outside and it was freezing up on them. And the filter was very dirty because he thought he might have a leak. So he just started charging up. So when I got here, I just turned the unit on and I seen how bad the filter was. So I hooked up our gauges and suction pressure. So I wanted to check it with the dirty filter. I told him you're gonna either have bad filter, bad blower, or capacitor. And the capacitor, original right here, it's rated for 10 microfarad. And I was getting 8.2. So I told him it's a little low, but that should be enough to start that capacitor. And so I said, we're gonna try it anyway. We're gonna try to replace the capacitor anyway and hope. That's the reason why the blower wasn't starting. Like I say, 'cause my suction pressure was still getting very low after we changed the filter. Alright, this is the new one. Alright, so like I said, it should be plug and play here. Yeah, I wanted to check my pressure before I changed the filter, which I did. It was low, so when I changed the filter, when I was walking up here to change the filter, what the homeowner was doing, the homeowner actually the one that changed the filter, but when he was changing it, I said, do it feel like the fan is on? Fan was not on. That's when I came up here and checked, kind of rotate the blower motor, see if it spin. It's spinning good. Check the capacitor. The capacitor was about 20% low. And when I was putting the old capacitor, well, actually when I was putting that, we put the new capacitor on there, it still didn't work. And that's when I found the black stain right here. What a burnt stain right here in front of my face. I don't know how I missed it first time. Alright, so I'm gonna get this harness out the way. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put all these commons on here. Where's my blower common? Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one too. This SCC 1 and 2. The blue is on. Transformer. All right. Yeah. Get out of neutral. My neutrals. Stick that right in there. Perfect. Alright, so we gotta make sure these are correct. This is blue is for heat. I'm just gonna go on my low side of this relay. Alright, so that's the heat. So I'm gonna redo this since I had it jumped out. Man, so I just bought these today from Home Depot in the electrical section. I misplaced my black one. Do a big job working around a lot of people sometimes. Tools get swapped up. I end up with somebody else too bad. That black crumple is my favorite pair. Said them black one and them maroon. They feel kind of flimsy right here. I don't like this. It's too loose. I end up taking it back. Alright, so this black here. It's gonna go right in here. This is my power. Alright. I think this one here is my door switch. So I'm gonna redo this fan blower also. Just gonna take this wire nut off. Look at this spare red. Is my thermostat. This harness on here. Sure. All right. So this is our thermostat. So now this is our condenser. We're gonna go from common to Y1. There's my Y1. Good to me. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here. What y'all think? Alright, so I'm gonna fire it up. Got it pretty good. I don't know what causes that. See it right there. I'm up in my blower relay right there. Yeah, the relay probably overheated. That's where it burnt out at right there though. That diode on this side, but right there. My ear caught it for cool. Jump it out. I'm gonna turn it off at the thermostat so you can hear the condenser turned on. All right, 76. See, I got the thermostat off. So we're gonna use our jumpers and jump it out just to test everything. To the homeowner, gave me a fan, but feel pretty good up here. Got the Roby with the Home Depot. Buy me a seat. Take a seat. Oh, front row seat. Oh, so we're gonna test the heater first. So we're gonna get our jumpers. This is our 24 right here. We'll check all the connections, make sure they're good and tight. That would look good to me. So, R is for my 24 volts. White is for my heater. That's W. And G is for the fan. But let's see if the fan kicks on without jumping it out. I think the heat relay should call it fan to turn on. All right. So fan kicked on right away. I think that's how carrier cycle go though.
Fan come on for 90 seconds after power loss. Then it keep the heater on. It's 68 degrees and cloudy today, folks. It was raining last night and this morning. And when we do these calls, it's very important to let you know what the weather is outside. Try to take a mental note and let you know the ambient temperature. Yep, 90 seconds. Induce a fan motor. We see that igniter back there. Anybody see that igniter? There's an igniter though. Yep. Oh yeah, there's an igniter. Got ignition. Gas valve. Alright. Take off. See if our fan kick in without jumping it up. Yep, go to fan. Supposed to check the amps with the blower door on, but we're not really worried about getting the exact. We're close enough. Alright, so this black one is the cool. Let's see what's on. Let's see what we got right here. So we got 0. The blue wire is on my heat regulator right here. See what we get on this. Right there. Alright, so about 76 degrees. So I'm gonna go down now. Take this off. So I really want to verify that the heat was on. Now we'll check out cooling. I told you that capacitor 8.2 rated for 10. Turn the thermostat on. System. Cool. 74. Ooh. Cool mode. Like we got got 1 amperage higher in cool mode. Got a higher blower speed. See what we're rated for. October 2002, horsepower 1/3, max amperage 7. Alright, I don't see the blower and fluid. Definitely lower than the max, so that's good. Alright, HVAC people think it's running good. We're gonna go check some pressures. Alright, this is running good. Like I said, I checked the pressure yesterday. You guys say you've been adding NU22 every year. And from the sounds of it, he mixed it with R22 to actually be able to cover everything. But like, nah, he just mixed it, so I don't want to get too involved with that. I told him if I ever had to add something, because he don't want to replace it. So we get an option. I say we keep running as long as you want to. But if I ever had to add some refrigerant, man, we got to take all the refrigerant out. But he got a drum, so in his garage. But I don't like to mix any kind of refrigerant. Like I say, it was icing up on him, so he thought it was real low. So he started adding some and it kept icing up. Overcharged yesterday. It don't look too bad though. Looks pretty good. Alright folks, I'm gonna log these in my Jobber app. My pressure is 71/237. 70. Alright folks, got a lot going on up in there. See a piston. So he got a new coil up now, but I don't know if that's the old piston. They still got their 410A coil or what? Or did they put the 410A piston out here? That piston right there. Alright. We'll do the superheat, got 61. it definitely got a piston in there. Like I say, we don't kill the power out here. If the equalize fast, we know for sure we got a piston up there. Let's see what we got. I think they're kind of slow. I think we got a TXV, folks. Like I say though, you got mixed refrigerant, man. You ain't gonna never get no perfect charge on here, I don't think.
So this kit was added.
Yeah.
There was a
Hard start
I
kit.
think a relay and a
Got a
capacitor.
hard start kit. Like the contactor may have been changed before.
Yeah, one of these they had the contactor
Yeah.
changed out, and then, like I said, both of them had those. I guess they're run capacitors, right?
Yeah. You know the story of this piston right here?
Nope.
Okay. This right here. This little thing.
Don't know anything about that.
So it's a 068. 068.
Where's that go?
In the evaporator coil. So when they change the coil out, like I said, I don't know if this is the original one, but you got to get the right orifice in there. Yeah.
Because they did change the evaporator core on that one.
Yeah. All right. So all I'm gonna do out here is just take this capacitor. Make sure you're good for the summer. Like some lizards in here done got fried.
Yeah, and I don't remember the history on the capacitors because I know at least one's been changed out between the two units, but I don't remember which one. You ever been zapped by a charged capacitor?
One time since I've been doing this. One time, and
That's all it takes to short it out, huh? Make sure it's safe.
And I did in front of my boss when I first started my first year, and I never got zapped because I didn't discharge it though. I can imagine that, man, getting zapped with your fingernail or something. But you know, taking the leads off, ooh, that's painful. No, I was actually troubleshooting a commercial unit. I was chasing the wire, and my elbow bumped. And that was enough for me though. I was like, whoop. And because I was doing it while the unit was running, because a lot of times you got to troubleshoot, you know, while it's powered up.
Yeah.
I remember my boss gave me that look. He was like, I'm acting like I didn't see that. Because I know I wasn't being careful, but that was a learning experience though. I never got hit by one since then.
I've been shocked so many times.
Yeah.
Luckily, only by 110.
Yeah.
But I work a lot of things hot. You know, I'll replace ceiling fans, light switches, whatever. I don't cut off the breaker most of the time.
Yeah.
And you get zapped sooner or later.
Yeah. And I remember I was at a school, and I was chasing some wire again. But this one made me learn how to read schematics. So I was chasing some wire, and I was up on the extension ladder. Man, I'm chasing that wire, and somehow, man, some of these snips right here, I tried to take a wire off, and BAM! Man, it scared me. Ooh, I'm talking about, you put an indention inside them leads, just cut it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, man, it scared me. I'm talking about, woo. I had to get off that ladder and just walk around for a while. It didn't hit me, it hit my lead, but it did it right in front of my face. And I seen how loud, because it was 460 volts. Ooh-wee.
Well,
man, that scared me. I still remember that day. That was my first year again. Yeah.
Well, I had a a coworker I worked with. I mean, I wired homes for a while under a master electrician back when I was a teenager. And so that's how I got comfortable around electrical stuff. But he had his big toe blown off. He was cutting a wire that was only 220.
15.
But that electricity went through his arm, down his leg, and blew off his big toe.
Oh man.
I don't know. His shoes must have been worn out or something, because it was seeking ground
4.8
through his big toe.
Wow. Hey, this is a 15, man. I think this is gonna be really low right here. Let me see what it's rated for. I know it should be more than 15.
My two boys, they're like 38, 36. Never been shocked. And I tried when they were younger, give them a 9-volt battery, touch their tongue to it, they wouldn't do it. They didn't trust me. They're like, nope, not doing it.
Well, I remember when we was a kid, we used to do crazy stuff like that now. Put our tongue on it. So you grew up in that generation. This generation, they won't do that now. If this is low, you want to replace it. Because 15 is going to be way too low. Yeah, this rated for a 35.5. We're getting 15. Let me see here. Let me take a picture of this.
You got one on your truck?
Yeah, I got one. I keep capacity.
How much is it going to cost?
I have to look it up. All right, let's see here. This right here, compressor.
Car, old school, right? They had bias ply tires. They weren't even radials. They were bias ply tires, but they needed balanced. Well, the service writer sold them a whole brand new set of radial tires. He said, it's because your bias ply tires, they've gone bad. You need to get radials. So he sold them a whole brand new set of radial tires, which were expensive, right?
Yeah.
For this old retired couple. And then the guy that changes the tires, he told him, he says, take those old tires, put them in the back. He was going to use them somewhere else. But the bias ply tires, there was nothing wrong with them. They had lots of tread. This whole couple, they don't ever drive anywhere.
Dude, I say that all the time, man. If you try to get over them infants and elderly, they got a special place in there for you.
Yeah, I mean, but when I saw how he sold them a set of tires that they didn't need, all they needed was balanced. And then he was going to save them and use them for himself somewhere else.
Even in the AC industry, as far as old people, right, or the elderly. Remember, I would tell you, let's say we can get you a Lamborghini if you want to. If somebody 80 years old, 90, why are you trying to sell them the inverter units and the 2-stage units for $30,000 or $40,000? But they do it all the time. I'm like, they don't need that. They need a simple, at least get them through, 10 years or something. They don't need all that. But no. They'll do it.
I have another guy I know that does various types of contracting work, and this regular customer of his had a portable window unit. I forgot how big it was. It was a big size window unit in their garage, and it didn't work. And the lady called him; she wanted it replaced. All they had done was strip the breakers, and that's why it didn't work. But she called him to replace it, so he replaced it. He kept the old one. Perfectly good unit. Kept the old one. He could have told her, no man, this is the perfect stuff. But because she called him, replace it. He just replaced it. To me, that's dishonest. Say, hey, we don't need to replace it. We could just,
Like with me, like I said, I like to get my option, man, and let's say if something break down, hey, I want you to be a customer for life. When you end up needing a unit, maybe 5, 10, 20 years from now,
it will happen.
Exactly. You gonna call me. And I do all my customers. I try to get all my customers the same. As mentioned, there comes every now and then you have one. Like I was telling you, I can be fixing it for years, and they'll go and find another company to do it for a lot cheaper than I can. know, but that, I mean that's business. But every now and then, you gotta lower your customers though. They gonna always come back and treat it right. You know, you got a nickel and dime for every little thing. That's what a lot of people do in this industry though. Yeah. Because you get them big companies though, like a John Moore and stuff like that. They won't even give you options sometimes. Because they got a lot of sales guys. They won't. No, you gotta replace it. It's too old. You gotta replace it.
Well, that's exactly what happened with they had worked for an AC company in San Antonio. They decided to move to Houston. They started their own company called. So everything was good because they always gave you options. You know, like here's the cheapest option, here's the next best. Here's like 2 or 3 options a lot of times. Well, they decided they were going to become a franchise, so they bought into the Air Serv franchise. And then all of a sudden, everything changed.
You say Air Serv?
Yeah, Air Serv. So the pricing changed, and now all of a sudden, you know, they've got somebody that's focused on selling new systems, and now they're pushing a new system, And I'm like, what happened to the options? No, it's all about the new system.
All about. Because I know these models, I study this, man. I listen to podcasts all the time. I know what the big companies do. If your system's like 8 years and older, push replacement. They try to convince you, hey, it's going to be out of warranty. It's always replace.
Now, do you have R22?
Yeah, I got R22, but I got maybe about 50 pounds, so once I finish that 50 pounds, I got a little more.
How much you charge for that?
I'm done with it after this. I use it also on my commercial property. For homeowners, I know a lot of homeowners, and that's the other thing too. Like, we try to push it. I push through it. I really got all sorts of system. I really do go in and make system. I like Royal 72. Royal 72. That's the best company I've been doing that for years. Royal 72. This is 14A. 14A is like I think right now like 350 a month. You can have a weekly system. About 2019 or so. You can have a weekly system. And 14A is 69,000 strong. It's definitely a company system. But now, no, that's all kind of now people
Well, automobiles, when I was a kid, back in the 70s, there was some hard and it cost 79 cents a can. And you know, you just release it into the air, you didn't care. If you ever needed more free, you just kept adding it because it was so cheap.
Right.
Yeah, of course, that all changed.
Yeah.
But
now it's getting expensive because even I heard you say like 8,000 on a unit. But you got to think that was probably 5 years ago when you got that quote. Prices started going up.
really,
So like I said, I want to educate you also to be like, okay, it's not going to get any cheaper. It's going up from here. You know, so you got to be aware of that also.
Yeah.
That I'm do you want to get it now, or do you want to wait 5 years from now? Because we can push these along as long as you want to. But I had to be aware that it's not going to get any cheaper either. It's only getting higher because you got copper. That's another thing. Copper is expensive, man. And really with AC, everything is really dealing with copper. All these parts right here, all the wires, everything is copper. And that's why it be so expensive also. Even your compressor is this big windings and coils up there. So.
why is this compressor covered? It's like a jacket.
It's just a blanket. Yeah, it's just a blanket. And it's probably, that's the original one. It's probably.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What's it?
I mean, it's just like try to quiet the noise down.
That's it?
Yeah, it's just a blanket. Yeah. What we call a noise blanket. Yeah.
It seems like it would cause it to get hotter.
Nah.
No?
Nah, that compressor, it cools itself down. As long as it got refrigerant in there. That's why the pipe's so cool. What we call beer can cold. You ever heard of that term? Yeah. So you feel these pipes, well, I got the temperature, it's real cold. So that's cooling that compressor down. But what happens is if you get real low, and don't have enough refrigerant in there, you get hot gas back to it, and it won't cool that compressor down. Compressor can overheat.
Okay.
Another, if this fan stop, that compressor can overheat. If your coils are dirty, the compressor can overheat. So it's good to, if your coils don't look too bad, it's good to get a water hose every now and then. And
Well,
clean it
and
out.
what helps is there's no grass or dirt
yeah,
over here. So,
when last time you cleaned it though?
well, I haven't.
Okay.
Well, I did.
You know
once.
you don't see it because it's dust.
I did once, but yeah. So just hit it with a hose.
Yeah, hit it with a hose, nice and slow. And take your time. If you ain't doing that one evening, just get the hose and just go slow. Clean it out like that. Yeah.
Yeah, to bring that head pressure down.
So that's a 3-ton.
Yeah.
This whole time I thought it was a 2.5.
Yeah, how many square feet the house?
30. Let's see. 3,300.
Oh yeah. Pretty big. So you got 6.5 tons of cooling.
Now, do you ever balance the systems, like for different rooms? If
Yeah,
one
yeah.
room's too hot?
Yeah, I can do air balancing. As long as you have dampers.
No, I don't have any dampers.
Huh?
I mean, I don't think I have any dampers.
Yeah, that's on how you can balance them.
Well, you could put a bigger. Couldn't you put a bigger duct?
No, you still have to. And when I say dampers, you know where your evaporator coil at? Coming out the unit, the plenum upstairs.
Yes.
There's a vertical unit. You got the coil, you got the plenum with all your duct work. A damper, you gotta have dampers to control the airflow. Because if you just put a big duct, I still can't control it. I can bring more air to whatever space that you want to give it to, but all you need is dampers. You had dampers, and you probably do got dampers if they was installed originally. That's how we control the airflow. Using 2000, not all units have them, but you gotta have dampers to control the airflow. Other than that, there's no way to control the airflow. For instance, let's say your bedroom, and then you got the kitchen. The airflow, it goes by cubic feet per minute. So if the system rated for 1,000 CFMs, that furnace, a 3-ton, let's say, just a rule of thumb though, let's just say 1,000 for easy calculation. But a 3-ton, 80% furnace, I think you're looking at about 2,500 CFM. But let's just say 1,000. If your bedroom, let's say 12 by 12, it's 144 square feet. I need 1 cubic feet of air for each square foot. So to cool that bedroom and heat that bedroom, I need 144 CFM. Okay, a damper, let's say if I got only, let's say if I got 200 CFM going to that bedroom, that's kind of too much, especially if you don't have enough going into your kitchen. Let's say if the kitchen is bigger and you got a lot of appliances, let's say if it needs 300 CFM, and I'm only getting 300. That damper, I can control the air. Let's say this 1% over, I can control the air that's going to your bedroom. So I'm gonna close that down for about 20%. Now you only got 80% of air. The air has to go somewhere.
Right.
We're gonna push that air towards the kitchen. And it's like that on all of them. That's why we measure the CFM with a flow hood. So I go to each vent and calculate how many CFM I'm going. And then that's how we dial it down. But if you don't have enough damper, you do 1% wide open, There's no way I can control the airflow.
Well, that's why the way I think it is. I don't think there are any dampers
Yeah. So
up there.
in most houses, now you got dampers 9 times out of 10 at the diffuser.
Well, now if there's a damper that's not exposed to the outside, where you can't, where you could only get inside and control it, I could see there being something, but I don't recall seeing anything outside.
Yeah. So you got that flex duct, right? You know, the silver stuff, the flex duct. This is a little arm. Sometimes you can't see it, but there's a little arm sticking out, and that's how you open and close it. A lot of times it's just covered up, but we just have to check and see if you got that. Like I say, now you have dampers. Most of our houses got dampers at the diffuser. The diffuser is what we call the vent.
Yeah.
At the air. Now, a lot of people close those. You close them all the way, right?
Right.
But now, it's just affecting the whole system because the air trying to go way down to the kitchen. Let's say if you got one in the dining room. Y'all don't use the dining room much. A lot of people close that. Not only are you gonna hear it, making a lot of noise because the air trying to go all the way down there and fighting itself to turn back to go somewhere because the air got to go somewhere.
Right.
But the correct way to do it is at the dampers, at the unit. Yeah. A lot of people say, well, we just closed the damper. You never want to close those dampers though. You know.
I just know there's one room that's always hot.
One room always hot. And which one is that?
It's the one on the west side of the house.
Yeah. Like I say, yeah, you definitely have to do an air balancing on that with the flow hood and like I say, because if you just say, because some people do that, just say if you just would want a bigger with more velocity or more diameter. If it has an 8-inch duct and you put a 10-inch up there, you're still stealing air from somewhere, you know. But you can't control where you're stealing it from. But now, you put a bigger damper there, it's gonna push more air that way. But now you got problems in your bedroom because you stole air from somewhere instead of controlling it. Yeah. So sometimes you just be barking up another tree if you don't do it right. Yeah. All right, my man. I think we good to go, though. There's the capacitor on that fan.